Hi, you may not know me, but I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. Let me tell you a little bit about Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a beautiful, gorgeous island. It has amazing beaches, breathtaking mountains, rivers, lakes, and so much more. I love waking up in the morning to the sound of the birds chirping outside, going outside and the weather not being too hot nor too cold. I was able to visit my friends and family whenever I wanted. A year ago in my life, I would wake up early in the morning and I'd go to school until 4 p.m. And afterwards, I'd go to soccer practice and I would do this all over again the next day. My life was simple. All this changed in a blink of an eye when a hurricane struck Puerto Rico. It was mid-September 2017 when Hurricane Maria warning was given. I remember the chaos the days after they had announced the hurricane. Everybody was running around looking for food, water, batteries, anything that they thought was necessary. And I was scared because for the first time in my teenage years, I was in a life or death situation. September 17th, the day of Hurricane Maria, the day my life changed in ways I've never imagined. I remember standing in my room as I looked outside and I saw how the trees started shaking, the roof tiles flying around, the streets flooded with water, the intense sound of the wind as it hit my home. And this feeling of fear came upon me as I didn't know what was to come. In the afternoon after the hurricane had passed, all I could see was the detrimental damage to everything around me. I saw how the trees had fallen and covered the streets, and this caused madness on the road. People's houses were filled with water. It was horrible. This was a tragedy for Puerto Rico. The island was frozen. People were scared because they didn't know they had enough food or water to last them until the hurricane's aftermath had ended. The cell towers had been destroyed, and people couldn't communicate with each other. And I was scared because for the first time in my life, I was in a situation where I didn't know if my family or friends were okay. After the course of a few weeks, my life started to become a routine. I would wake up early in the morning to help around the neighborhood around my house by cutting down trees. I would help around my house to fix things, and I had to wash clothes with my hands because we didn't have a washing machine because there was no electricity. My family and I were doing everything to overcome this obstacle. But it wasn't only that. My grandma, she had been in a hospital for a few months now, and she was in a critical state that at any moment she could take her last breath. And because there was no electricity, the hospital couldn't function correctly, and this caused a lot of panic in my family. She fought for as long as she could, but I later on received the news that she had passed away. During the hurricane, a part of my family was lost. After not having electricity or a water supply for a few weeks now, I began to see a light in all this darkness. It had been a while and now seeing kids just being kids, running around on their bicycles, playing and laughing. During all this, my friends and I, we would run around the neighborhood, we would talk until the sunset, and we would help our neighborhood. People started to connect with each other. I started to meet neighbors that I'd never spoken to before. People were working together as a community to overcome this obstacle, and it was the most beautiful light I've ever seen. One of my neighbors, he would cook for the entire street that I lived on, and people would come together to talk and laugh, and for a moment, I forgot about all the bad things that were going on. Even though the hurricane had such a negative impact on the island, I found an opportunity to grow, to learn, to mature. After not having any electricity, my mom decided that it'd be better if I go live with my aunt and uncle in Texas for a while everything improves back home. Even though it was painful to leave my friends, my family, my dogs, and my cat, I knew it was for the better. My time in Texas, I made some great friends and had an unbelievably great time. And as I come back to look at it all, this all started because of Hurricane Maria that hit my home. I would say it changed my life for the better. I started to appreciate more the sacrifices that my family does for me, as well as for my parents. I started to appreciate and treasure the time I had with family and friends, and not to lose focus of the things that truly matter in life. I realized that the material things in life don't matter, and what truly matters is family. Because without their love and support, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. After all that my family and I endured, I truly found the light in the hurricane. Even though my time in Texas has been unforgettable, I long for the days that I can go back to my beautiful island. Throughout this adversity, I found an opportunity to grow. So when you come across a problem or any sort of obstacle, never believe it's for the worst. Because even if you can't see it now, later on you will realize that it'll help you grow as a person. So next time you come across a problem, are you going to run from it? Or are you going to look for the light in it? Thank you.